2.5 weeks now. And just over the past few days, our administration has been issuing out suspensions for people protesting genocide. I want to start us off with, this morning I was scrolling through my feed and I saw pictures of a death camp. In the Nakab Desert, hundreds of Palestinian men have been blindfolded, caged, beaten, and tortured. These individuals were kidnapped by the Israeli occupation forces, held without trial, and many are still being held hostage in this Zionist death camp. Many have been transferred to Zionist prisons, where for the past 76 years, Palestinians have been tortured, caged, and subjected to physical and sexual violence from IOF soldiers.
Shame! Shame!
When I saw these images today of the death camp, it reminded me of the images we see at the U.S. border. I see people treated as if they were animals.
Shame!
Children held in cages, families ripped apart. When I look at videos of IOF soldiers massacring civilians, I'm reminded of scenes here in the Imperial Corps, of police brutally assaulting and killing black people, indigenous people, and people of color. I see the IOF using the same tactics police have used to brutalize students at Columbia, UCLA, Emerson, and many other universities across the country. I'm reminded of images of the U.S. prison system, of people treated as animals, of families ripped apart. I think of my little brother, who is awaiting trial and facing prison time for nonviolent crime. I think of how in the past few months, I've cried until I have no more tears, thinking of my brother in prison, for no reason other than the fact that we are poor. I'm reminded of all the images I've seen of parents mourning their children in Gaza, of the horrific images emerging from Rafah, of entire families wiped out, of communities destroyed by the bombs our country's providing.
Shame! Shame!
Funded by the investments my university's providing.
Shame!
I draw these parallels to show how interconnected our struggles are. The movement for a free Palestine is a movement against coloniality.
Yep.
It is against the policing and carceral systems that we are taught are normal.
Yep.
It is a movement fighting against the violent borders drawn into the ground by European colonizers.
Shame!
It is a movement for the land on which we stand, against the environmental catastrophe of colonial land theft.
Yep.
A movement against our white supremacist world order. A movement against the patriarchal forces that subject Palestinian women to settler violence.
Yep.
Forces that kidnap and murder indigenous women here on Turtle Island.
Talk about it.
This movement is against the violence of the colonial gender binary and the violence queer people from Gaza to the U.S. face.
That's good.
It is easy to fall into despair when we see what we're up against. However, this student intifada has given me a glimmer of hope.
Yep.
At the Harvard encampment, I've witnessed a community sprout from the ground up. A community where everyone's needs are met, from food to mental health. A community where conflicts are solved without punitive punishment. I've seen that a new world is not only possible, it is inevitable.
That's right.
We have the power to create it.
That's right. That's right.
And what is our administration's response to this beautiful encampment protesting a genocide? Lies and deceit.
Shame! Shame!
They paint us as unreasonable for the simple demand that we disclose and divest Harvard's investments in genocide. They paint us as a threat to student safety. Today, I received an email telling me that as I am a threat to student safety, I am suspended.
Shame!
Hey Garber, I'm still here. And I'm not going anywhere until Harvard divests from genocide. this encampment started, one of my classmates doxed me.
Shame.
He has subjected me to horrific transphobia and death threats from his Zionist allies. He has been a menace to our Muslim community throughout this whole year, to people of color, and to anyone who speaks out against this genocide. My friends in this movement have been on the receiving end of doxing and death threats since October. What has Harvard done? Has the classmate who did this to me been suspended for his actions? No! Have my comrades been protected from outside threats of violence and intimidation?
No!
Harvard doesn't give a fuck about student safety. Well, guess what, Harvard? I'm not going anywhere. I know that my safety comes from my friends in this movement.
That's right.
Who have protected me while my university has failed to do so.
Yep. We keep us strong.
You can't suspend this movement.
Yeah.
The student intifada has just begun. We demand hands off Rafah.
Hands off Rafah. Hands off Rafah. Hands off Rafah. Hands off Rafah. Hands off Rafah. Hands off Rafah. Hands off Rafah. Hands off Rafah. Hands off Rafah.
Hands off Rafah! 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 Hands off Rafah!
An end to this genocide.
From the belly of the beast. Hands off the Middle East. From the belly of the beast. Hands off the Middle East. From the belly of the beast. Hands off the Middle East.
We demand an end to this genocide. We demand the end of white supremacy. We demand an end to the violence of borders. We demand the abolition of policing and prisons.
That's right.
We demand land back.
Land back.
The return of land to indigenous people all across the world. We know that all walls will fall. Hands off Rafah!
Hands off Rafah.
Hands off Rafah!
Hands off Rafah.
Hands off Rafah!
Hands off Rafah. 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 Hands off R Hands off Rafah! 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 Hands off Rafah!
Our next speech is coming from an organizer with Emerson SJP.
Who's that man?
Thanks all for being here today. In the past few months, we have seen the beginning of a student movement that has dared to agitate harder and further and in a more united manner than we've seen in decades.
That's right.
We have seen what the IOF does to universities in Gaza, and we've seen that our universities are lacking. They are cowardly, they are complicit, they are violent.
Yep. Cowards.
Cowards. Whatever we learn at these institutions is paid for with the lives and blood of those suffering under the brutal occupying force of Israel. Millions and billions of dollars that our educational institutions are funneling into murder and subjugation.
Shame!
What we're imagining here with the popular universities for Gaza is that things can be different. We can teach each other. We can learn from each other. We can keep each other safe. Emerson's awakening was shamefully late, but it was swift. Watching the pigs slam your ears to the ground, swing them into walls, strangle them, tell them that they're going to kill us all, did not scare us or stop us. It served only to make us more committed and more steadfast in our convictions.
Let's go!
We cannot and will not stop until Gaza is free, until we get land back around the world, until all occupying forces are defeated. That is what we're here for. Not because of a singular shitty administration or collegiate situation, but because our collective struggle and agitation will create change.
That's right! That's right!
Because with the establishment of Hinds Hall, Walid Dakka Alley, Shireen Abu Akleh Hall, Sidra's Hall, and more, we reclaim these institutions for our martyrs. We say that we will not be silent, we will not be complicit, we will not let business go on as usual. From the siege at Emerson, we understood that violence will be enacted on our students no matter how peaceful we get.
That's right.
The idea that we will be safe in our protests if we follow their rules and toe their line is a lie created to divide us and keep us docile. We need our communities to show up now for the final encampment left in Boston. We need to remember that only we, as students, as community members, can keep us safe. We need to remember that a free Palestine means an end to deadly exchange and a dismantlement of the over-militarization of our campuses and policing nationwide.
That's right!
We will only get more militant. We will only keep getting stronger until Palestine is free.
That's right!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, 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 free, free Palestine! Make some noise!
Alright, is Dr. Laura here? Anybody see
Dr. Love!
It's okay if not, it's okay.
That's all right.
Alright, let's keep doing some chants.
Yeah.
Hands off Rafah!
Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah!
Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah!
Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah! Hands off Rafah!
That's right, make some noise! We're about to start marching soon. We're about to get on the move. It's a movement. It's not a moment, it's a movement. We're building off a strong tradition, and we'll keep fighting until we see justice. Hey, hey! Wait, hold up, my man. All right. All right, we're going to do some more chanting. We're going to have another speaker come up. What's our favorite chant right now? What are folks feeling? I'm feeling, hey, hey, ho, ho. Occupation has got to go, right? Ho, ho. The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The occupation. Up with liberation. Up with liberation. Down with occupation. Down with occupation. Up with liberation. Up with liberation. Down with occupation. Down with occupation. Up with liberation. Up with liberation. Down with occupation. Down with occupation. Say up with liberation. Up with liberation. Down with occupation. Down with occupation. Say up with liberation. Up with liberation. Down with occupation. Down with occupation. Say up with liberation. Up with liberation. Down with occupation. Down with occupation. All right, from the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Okay, say Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry. Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry. Palestine will never die. Palestine will never die. Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry. Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry. Palestine will never die. Palestine will never die. Make some noise. Free Palestine. Woo.
All right. Yeah. Our next speaker is from the Party for Socialism and Liberation. That's right, PSL? Yeah. Party for Socialism and Liberation.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
Free, free, free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
Within our lifetime.
Within our lifetime.
Harvard, Harvard, you can't hide.
Harvard, Harvard, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
Harvard, Harvard, you can't hide.
Harvard, Harvard, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with genocide.
40,000 people dead.
40,000 people dead.
You're suspending us instead.
You're suspending us instead.
40,000 people dead.
40,000 people dead.
You're suspending us instead.
You're suspending us instead.
Shame on you.
Shame on you.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you all. I don't have any words prepared. Coach just put me on the crowd. But, you know, I wanted to send a message of solidarity and particularly speak on the heroic role that the student movement has played. I said this a few days ago at MIT. You know, my mother, she showed me this video from WhatsApp. You know, all the aunties, right, they're always forwarding things on the WhatsApp chat. And you know, she showed me this video of a sister from Gaza. You know, she's originally from the north. And as the genocide has escalated since October,
her and her family were forced to flee south. And in that process of fleeing south, her husband was murdered. He was made a martyr. Her children were murdered. Her mother was murdered. She said that whole time, she was praying day and night. That whole time she was praying day and night that will somebody stand up for us? Will somebody finally speak out against this injustice and against this inhumanity? Yes. And she said that when I finally saw the students at Columbia University, when I finally saw these tents going up, and I saw the student intifada in the U.S., I started to cry. She said I started to cry because I could see that God was finally answering my prayer. So that is what the student movement in the U.S. really represents. You are the beating heart in a heartless world. Hope in the face of hopelessness. Many of us, most of us, since October, have been marching. Month after month, went to Washington, D.C., been marching in the thousands, in the millions. And many of us are also feeling frustrated. Right? We're doing all of these mass tactics, we're marching, we're holding speak outs, etc. But there's more that we need to do. Right? We need to escalate, we need to be creative in our actions. And that's the leadership that the student movement, that the student intifada has given us. The ability to think to a different horizon. The ability to understand that for us to win liberation for the Palestinian people and for us to win our own liberation, we're going to win it by any means necessary. It won't be sanctioned by the university board. It won't be sanctioned by Cambridge City Council. It's going to take us, asserting our power in our thousands and in our millions. And understanding that even the encampments themselves, right, they're just a tactic, a very successful tactic, but they've just been one tactic in our broader strategy to win liberation for the Palestinian people. And, during this, there's already 3 massive victories that the movement has won. Right, first is that it's reinvigorated, it's re-energized the movement for Palestinian liberation. Second thing is that it's made divestment a mainstream issue in American society. There is not a single campus on the country you can go to today where the topic of conversation is not divestment from the criminal state of Israel. And third, and most important, is that a whole new generation of activists, a whole new generation of organizers, a whole new generation of young revolutionaries are being trained. The lessons that we're learning, right, from these encampments on, how to organize ourselves, right, how to take militant actions, how to do logistic, what's our assessment, right, of the police brutality. These are all lessons that are invaluable, right? These are all lessons that are actually going to force the divestment from the state of Israel. What they're doing right now, by brutalizing protesters, by brutalizing students, by handing out suspensions, eviction notices, risk of deportation. How criminal is that? How shameful is that? But what they don't realize is that we are the seeds. They can try to bury us, but there's just a whole new generation that is coming out loud and proud, saying from the top of their lungs, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine! our historic task, right, is to turn mobilization into organization. Because wherever there is repression, there will be resistance. That's right. And where resistance meets organization and seizes on the opportunity of the day, there will be victory for oppressed peoples. That is where we start liberation. Through turning mobilization into organization, we increase our mobilization. And then you run it back all over again. Right? For a lot of us who are over the age of 21, right? Back when we were in college, right? Even 5-10 years ago, SJPs, we didn't have 100 people coming to the meetings. Right? You have 5-10 people coming to the meetings. That was a good turnout. Right now we're seeing that the student movement for Palestine, right, for liberation, it is exploding across the country, and the real prospect for defeating imperialism, for defeating Zionism, is growing that movement. And connecting the student movement to the broader community-based movement for the liberation of Palestine. The student movement is and always has been and always will be the cutting edge, the sharpest tip of the spear. The student movement from Columbia to Kent State to Jackson State to right here at Harvard will always be the vanguard of the movement. That's right! And so we say, in our thousands, in our millions, we are all Palestinians. In our thousands, in our millions, we are all Palestinians. We will free Palestine. We will free Palestine. Within our lifetimes. Within our lifetimes. Harvard, Harvard, can't you see? Harvard, Harvard, can't you see? You are on a killing spree. You are on a killing spree. Harvard, Harvard, you can't hide. Harvard, Harvard, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. We charge you with genocide. Harvard, Harvard, can't you see? Harvard, Harvard, can't you see? Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Forget, but here we are. This is the next generation of Palestinian liberation. We are the generation that will free Palestine and liberate it from the river to the sea.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Hey, hey! Oh, oh! The occupation has got to go! Hey, hey! Oh, oh! The occupation has got to go! Hey, hey! Oh, oh! The occupation
very special treat coming up.
Yeah.
We've got someone from MIT. And I'm going to pass it over.
Harvard University, we know what side you're on. Remember South Africa, remember Vietnam. Harvard University, we know what side you're on. Remember South Africa, remember Vietnam. Harvard University, we know what side you're on. Remember South Africa, remember Vietnam. Harvard University, we know what side you're on. Remember South Africa, remember Vietnam. I'm a graduate student at MIT. Very proud to be here in solidarity with you all. I'm also the vice president of the MIT Graduate Student Union. Shout out to labor. And I'm also one of the students who was arrested on Thursday outside of the Stata parking garage over at MIT. And, you know, we were demonstrating very peacefully outside of Stata. Because Stata is one of the buildings where MIT conducts research for the Israeli Ministry of Defense. Shame on them. This is research like underwater surveillance technology and algorithms for killer drones. This is research that is being directly used to murder people right now in Palestine. So nearly 3 weeks ago, students and workers at MIT constructed the peaceful Scientists Against Genocide encampment. Very similar to the peaceful encampment that you have here. And our demand is that MIT cut all research and financial ties to the Israeli Ministry of Defense. And this demand is both popular, it's reasonable, and it is the right thing to do. We know it's popular because at MIT, the undergraduates voted in a supermajority to support this demand. The graduate students in our union, we voted in a supermajority to support this demand. So the people who make MIT run support this demand. But instead of accepting these very reasonable demands, MIT instead chose repression. They chose to suspend dozens of students and immediately cut their employment. Immediately evict them from their on-campus housing. And ban them from campus entirely. Shame! Shame on every university. Shame on Harvard University. And then on Thursday, when we peacefully linked our arms in front of the Stata parking garage to protest these ties and to protest this shameful and unjust discipline, MIT responded with violence. Minutes after we began our demonstration, the MIT police attacked us. They attacked us with brutality. They shoved us to the ground. They threw us on top of cars. They pinned students to the ground. They injured several students. They twisted their arms. They tackled them. It was disgusting. The brutality of the police was on full display. Shame! Shame! And we know that the brutality of the police, this is not new, right? This is the role of the police in our society. And that was very clear because when they took us to the jail, the Cambridge jail, one of the officers, the Cambridge police officers who was there, was Officer Liam McMahon. Shame! If you don't know who he is, that's the cop who murdered a college student
Arifsaid Faisal just a little over a year ago, and he's still on the force. No repercussion. Shame! Shame! So after all of that, on Thursday, 9 students and workers were arrested. These were the first arrests of peaceful protesters at MIT in the last 40 years. Shameful. But that was not enough for MIT. They wanted more violence and repression. So that next morning at 4 a.m., the MIT administration ordered a raid of the Scientists Against Genocide encampment. They brought in 200 cops clad in riot gear. They descended on the campus. It was completely dystopian if you see the photos.
Yep, that's right.
And 10 brave protesters stayed behind and were arrested. So all of this violence, all of this brutality, just so that MIT can keep making weapons of war for a genocidal regime. So MIT, we know, they are cracking down on our movement because they're afraid.
That's right.
We see this not just at MIT, right? Every university, at Columbia, at UCLA, at Harvard, they're trying to crack down, they're trying to scare you. And the reason that they're doing that is because they know that we actually have power.
That's right.
That's right.
And I'm a union organizer. So, you know, I know, we all know, the workers, the students, the people. We are the ones who have the power in our society.
That's right.
Right? Who's got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
People power.
Who's got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
People power.
Who's got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
People power.
Who's got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
People power.
And because we have the power,
We got the power.
we know that we also have the power to shut it down.
That's right.
So, the universities, the administrators, they want us to be afraid. They want us to back down because we're afraid of being arrested or evicted or suspended. But that's where they make their big mistake.
That's right.
Because we know we are not afraid.
That's right.
That's why we're all out here.
That's right.
That's right.
We are not afraid, and we are going to fight.
That's right.
This repression will only strengthen our movement.
That's right.
It galvanizes us even more.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because these universities, they can suspend us, they can ban us from campus, they can arrest us, but they can't suspend the movement. They can't arrest the movement. And we're going to keep on fighting until we see justice for all of our community members who've been disciplined, and until these universities actually cut these ties, they divest, they disclose, they take all of their money out of the Israeli government.
That's right.
And we're going to keep fighting until we see justice for all the people of Palestine, until we see a free Palestine. And until then, if we don't get no justice, then they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, then they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, then they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, then they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, then they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, then they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, then they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, then they don't get no peace. If we don't get no justice, then they don't get no peace.
draw people's attention to the sign hanging up right here. There are no universities left in Gaza.
Can we bring that in?
I know there's a lot of people here concerned about what their future might look like because of their activism.
That's right.
I, for one, am supposed to be graduating this semester, and I've worked hard for my degree. But guess what? There is no future without Palestinian liberation.
That's right.
There is no career worth allowing this genocide to continue.
That's right. That's right.
If we want to build this new world, a world where Palestine is free, a world where all of us are free, we have to sacrifice our investments in the old world.
Hey. That's right.
I want to pass it over. We've got some more MIT students here to talk about their experience. And,
Let's go.
Here you go.
Hi, so I'm Quinn. I'm from MIT Jews for Ceasefire, and I'm a member of the Coalition for Palestine. So, yesterday morning, as you all have heard from some other speakers, MIT came and sent 200 officers in riot gear. Shame! But we knew this was going to happen, and they wasted all those resources to arrest just 10 students. 200 officers!
Cowards! They're cowards!
MIT thinks that by arresting and suspending its students and breaking the law and threatening our well-being, it can stop the movement. But that's not true.
That's right. Not true.
And now Harvard is trying to do the same. But we know they can't arrest, they can't suspend the movement. Is that right? Because we know, and when we see our institutions complicit in genocide, when we see them unjustly punish students and workers for peaceful protest, what do? We stand up, fight back. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
That's right. Because to justify their actions, our institutions, they're feeling our pressure. We know that this is working.
That's right. It's working.
The administration at MIT is trying to push back on our rhetoric. They're trying to say that our protests aren't like previous protests because they know they're on the wrong side of history. They're trying to say that when we come out here and we protest genocide, this isn't like Vietnam. They say it's because this is students against students, not students against administration. But that's nonsense.
That's nonsense.
Hey everyone, sorry, can we all move in a little bit so we can all hear?
Bring it in.
Bring it in.
Bring it in.
Circle up.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, so MIT has tried to tell us that this is an issue of Jewish versus Palestinians or Muslims or Arabs. But I ask MIT, do you really think you're protecting your Jewish students by suspending and arresting us?
Right.
I know I certainly don't feel safe when the administration tries to weaponize my identity against a movement that I and other Jewish students are an integral part of.
That's right.
This is one of the most... That's right, yeah.
That's right.
This is one of the most Jewish movements in recent history.
Right.
So we're here and we say, when MIT tries to weaponize anti-Semitism to shut us down, we say, not in our name! Not in our name! Not in our name!
Not in our name. Not in our name.
Not in our name!
Not in our name.
That's right. And as scientists and engineers studying at MIT and working and teaching at one of humanity's most famous institutions of prestigious scientific research, we know that the goals, means, and ends of scientific and technological research must be guided by, accountable to, the democratic views of the people and of the students doing this research.
That's right.
So, at MIT, we had a simple request, which I'm sure has many similarities to all of your requests here. We said that we want MITs to cut research ties with the IOF.
That's right.
And as mentioned before, that's not hard.
Right.
Our request has precedent. After Russia attacked Ukraine in 2022, MIT divested overnight.
Overnight. It was overnight.
They can do it.
It was overnight.
So our demand is simple. It's consistent with our ethics, with MIT's ethics. And while Israel bombs, tortures, and starves children and adults to death, MIT tells the world that what we are asking is impossible. But is it impossible? No! It's not impossible.
That's right.
And until MIT, until Harvard does it, are we going to back down?
No!
That's right. We won't back down. Because we know that our request is not just reasonable, but it's necessary. And it's not just necessary, but it's urgent.
That's right.
At MIT, in meetings with administration, we've been asked, what is the urgency behind our demands? Why do we need to act now?
Shame.
Shame! And we say, you ask, what's the urgency? People are dying in Gaza.
Right. That's right.
And you ask, what's the urgency?
Shame.
They come back and they say, but we can't do this. We need to defend academic freedom.
Bullshit.
That's right.
That's a lie.
That's bullshit. But to quote our predecessors during the 1968 Vietnam protests on MIT's campus, the principle that people should not kill other people is more important than the principle that researchers should be able to do whatever research they want to do.
That's right.
We say, MIT, Harvard, we know which side you're on. Remember South Africa?
Remember Vietnam. MIT, Harvard, we know which side you're on. Remember South Africa. Remember Vietnam. MIT, Harvard, we know which side you're on. Remember South Africa. Remember Vietnam. Harvard, Harvard, we know which side you're on. Remember South Africa. Remember Vietnam. MIT and Harvard, we know which side you're on. Remember South Africa. Remember Vietnam.
All of the actions that our universities have been doing, suspending students, evicting students, arresting them, they say it's done in the name of student safety, of our safety.
Bullshit.
But we know the only physical violence that we've seen
Is it on?
Yo, it's maxed out right now. Can you yell into the mic if you don't mind?
Okay.
It's on. I think it might be. Yell into the mic.
Okay.
Or, yeah, pass the mic.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Alright. There you go. So, we know when this is all supposedly being done in the name of student safety, we know that's bullshit. And we know because the only violence we've seen is from the police that's been on our campuses. MIT says it's protecting our safety, but then we know that they're brutalizing our students. They're beating them. They're throwing them on the ground. Shame! We know that we keep us safe because we know that MIT, there are over 40,000 people dead. And you're arresting us instead? Shame! 40,000 people dead. Yeah. Our encampment at MIT has been a peaceful and beautiful testament to the diversity of our community. And we've had Passover Seder's, we've had Shabbats, we've had dances, we've had gardening, we've written poetry, and we've all stood together for the liberation of Palestine. But we've seen that our institutions prefer to arrest us, to come into our encampments, to brutalize us, instead of simple asks of divestment. At MIT, the research projects we're asking them to cut are to 0.03% of the total MIT research funding and 0.2% of defense funding. And yet they prefer to arrest their own students? Shame! Our institutions would rather evict us than divest from the ongoing genocide. So I want to end by saying, Harvard, MIT, this is an opportunity for you. you have an opportunity to be a leader. You have an opportunity to follow your mission statement.
Right.
MIT's mission statement says they want to work wisely, creatively, and effectively for the betterment of mankind. And we know that actually you have an opportunity to do that right now. But to take the opportunity, you need to listen to your students, to your professors, to your grad workers. We say, act on that and be on the right side of history.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine! Free,
free Palestine!
Long live Gaza!
Long live Gaza!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
Hey, ho ho!
The occupation has got to go! Ho ho! The occupation has got to go! The occupation has got to go! The occupation has got to go! The occupation has got to go!
The occupation has got to go!
Ho ho! The occupation has got to go! Ho ho! The occupation has got to go! Ho ho! The occupation has got to go! Ho ho! The occupation has got to go!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
Free, free, free Palestine!
From the river to the sea,
From the river to the sea,
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free!
Hey, hey, ho, ho! The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho! The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho! The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho! The occupation has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho! The occupation has got to go. Not another nickel, not another dime.
No more money for Israel's crimes! Not another nickel! Not another dime! No more money for Israel's crimes!
Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crime. Not another nickel, not another dime. No more money for Israel's crime.
All right, everyone, listen up. Could you all scoot in just a little bit here? Yeah, just a little bit. We're going to start marching.
Let's go!
We're going to make sure everyone in Harvard Yard, everyone in Cambridge hears our demands.
That's right.
Let's be orderly. Let's not engage with counter-protesters. Don't give them attention. It's not worth it. All right, now y'all start following me.
The students united will never be defeated! 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 The students united
joining us now, we're live at Harvard University. This is Sherry, the Associate Director of Tactical Media at NDN Collective. Students have just rallied outside in Harvard Yard and are currently marching with community members and students from other universities such as MIT, Tufts, Northeastern, and they're all here in solidarity at the last encampment in Boston on Massachusetts territory.
I mean, I respect it.
Yeah, I don't know. She was like just a little bit in front of us, like when we were standing there, and she was close.
We will not stop, we will not rest, disclose, divest. We will not stop, we will not rest, disclose, divest. We will not stop, we will not rest, disclose, divest. We will not stop, we will not rest, disclose, divest. We will not stop, we will not rest, disclose, divest. We will not stop, we will not rest. Disclose.
Oh, so.
Palestine will live forever.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. Palestine will live forever. Free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine. We will not rest this slow. We will not stop, we will not rest this slow. We will not stop, we will not rest this slow. We will not stop, we will not rest this slow. We will not stop, we will not rest this slow. We will not stop, we will not rest this slow. We will not stop, we will not rest this slow.
If you're just joining now, this is Sherry, the Associate Director of Tactical Media at NDN Collective. And we are live at Harvard University, where students are taking to the streets with community members and other students from other encampments, like MIT, Tufts University, Northeastern, and they're currently going into the street.
40,000 people dead. 40,000 people dead. 40,000 people dead. We charge you with genocide.
As usual, while there's a genocide going on. We will not allow business as usual when Harvard is complicit in genocide. Right now, we're going to do 2 minutes of silence to honor the some 40,000, 50,000, probably more martyrs who have died in this genocide. So for the next 2 minutes, let's be silent. All right, we've got another speech here.
Hello, testing. All right, this works. Hi. Hi, I'm Rin, and I'm a part of the MIT Coalition for Palestine. And on April 21st, more than 2 weeks ago, we joined hundreds of universities around the world in constructing an encampment, just like this one right here, to demand that MIT cut ties with the genocidal IOF and stop its complicity in the genocide of Palestinians in Gaza. And in response, we endured 2 weeks of negotiations, which we approached in good faith, and yet they threatened us. They refused to listen. They refused to move their demands as we kept working and preparing more and more and trying to meet their bullshit specifications as we kept to our demands. And that still wasn't enough. MIT responded to us with physical assault. Just 2 days ago, the Kornbluth administration suspended over 20 students and workers, including the entire negotiation team, and sent eviction notices to them, revoking their student housing and access to food. And we see this mirroring the suspension threats that are issued to our comrades right here at Harvard. Why does admin, rather than listening to us, resort to such cowardly tactics? Because they are scared.
That's right.
Who got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
Equal power.
Who got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
Equal power.
Who got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
Equal power.
And yesterday, at 4 a.m., I witnessed more than 200 riot police dismantle and destroy our protest encampment using industrial equipment and arrest MIT students and workers engaging in peaceful protest. The streets, the student center, the lawn, our spaces were full of armed police in full gear descending upon us like stormtroopers. It was dystopian. And police, I ask you, who do you serve? Who do you protect? 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 Who do you serve? Who do you protect?
Who do you serve? Who do you protect? Who do you serve? Who do you serve? Who do you protect? Who do you serve? Who do you protect? Who do you serve?
History will remember this movement.
That's right.
And history will vindicate the students and workers who spoke truth to power, just as it has through the American invasion of Vietnam and the investment in South African apartheid.
That's right.
MIT's administration claims these historical parallels cannot be drawn and that we're simply fighting another group of students on campus. This is a deflection of responsibility by President Kornbluth and the MIT administration.
That's right.
Our fight is against the continuation of the unethical research and development happening between MIT and the genocidal Israeli military.
That's right.
MIT, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Harvard, Harvard, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Harvard, Harvard, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Harvard, Harvard, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. And yet the violence that the police are staking on us is nothing. We must endure it compared to the violence Palestinians are facing right now. that they faced for the past 75 years and longer. Our suspensions are small in comparison. Palestinians in Gaza, the West Bank, and the rest of occupied Palestine have been facing unjust evictions and violent arrests, including thousands of Palestinian prisoners held without trial. Just 3 days ago, the IOF demolished 47 homes in the Nakab Desert, an entire village, because the inhabitants were Arab. Israel claims to give its Arab citizens equal rights, but we see the apartheid before our eyes.
That's right. That's right.
It's no wonder so many U.S. police are trained by the IOF.
Talk about it.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
And from the sea and to the river.
From the sea and to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea and to the river.
From the sea and to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
The MIT president and administration would have you believe that we are not representative of the student body, that we are aggressive, violent, and bring chaos to campus. However, we, just like our comrades here at Harvard, are a multi-ethnic, cross-faith coalition of students.
That's right.
That's right. And we will always show up for each other.
That's right.
And we will always show up for Palestine.
That's right.
Until Palestine is free. We are so proud to stand here in support of our comrades, and we say, you cannot suspend the movement.
That's right.
They can tear down the encampment, but they have not won. The encampment was just a symbol of the movement.
That's right.
And the movement cannot be suspended or arrested. We will not stop. We will not rest until we disclose and divest. Disclose, divest.
We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest. We will not stop. We will not rest. Disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest.
All right, everyone. For our next event, I'm gonna ask everyone to stand up.
Stand up. Get up, stand up.
And we are going to get out of the road and closer to the gate. Let's all move calmly, slowly.
To the gate.
If you're just joining now, we are live. I'm Sherry, the Associate Director of Tactical Media at NDN Collective. And we are at Harvard University, where students have just taken to the street after a rally bringing together students from MIT, Tufts, Northeastern University, other universities and colleges that had encampments in Boston, Massachusetts territory. We're instructed to move out of the road and onto the sidewalk. If you'd like to scroll earlier and see if you can watch any of the speeches from any of the students, I encourage you to do that. In the meantime, please continue to follow the students' handles to learn more about the student movement. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
I'm going to take this down now,
Sit down again and kneel a little
encourage
bit.
folks to continue to follow along. Thank you.
Bye.